let's talk. Let's do it in front of the screen here.
All right.
What is HAZE about, my man?
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
All right, okay. Chris, let me break it down for you. This is HAZE. It's the new first-person shooter from Free Radical. You remember we made Time Spenders back in the day. Well, we're back with a bang, Chris. It's exclusive on PS3, coming out in November. The year is 2048. Not now, I mean in the game, Chris. What's happening is there's a war going on in a region in South America where some evil rebels, bad guys called the Promised Hand, are trying to overthrow the government. So thankfully, Mantle Global Industries has sent in its private army to sort things out. Now, Mantle is a caring, sharing company, Chris. They don't want their soldiers to get hurt. So what they've done is they provide them with this miracle nutritional supplement called Nectar. And what Nectar does is it makes them tougher and smarter and all the rest of it that you expect in the field. That's a loud, weird noise coming from somewhere. That's not me. So yeah, I had crab legs for dinner. So here's the thing. Nectar gives you all these power-ups I'll tell you about in a minute. Here's the twist. If you take too much of it, you'll overdose. Another weird noise. And if you overdose, you'll go crazy and you'll start killing all your buddies. You won't be able to control yourself. You won't be able to see who you're firing at.
Oh man.
So imagine that in the 4-player co-op we got running behind the Wizard's curtain here, Chris. It's this constantly switching dynamic where your best friend could suddenly become your worst enemy if he mismanages his Nectar dose. Now, halfway through the game, your character has a crisis of conscience and you decide to change sides and start fighting for the Promised Hand. Now, it's not just the case of now shooting different guys. There's a different weapon set, skill set, different visual presentation, different ways to abuse Nectar. It is literally 2 games in one box. 2 games in one box. Okay? Now here's how it works. We've got so many features, I even have to write them down for myself. So when you're on Nectar, you get 3 key abilities, Chris. The first one is Nectar Perception. This means all the guys who are hiding in camouflage or hiding in the dark, you'll be able to pick them out, see them easily. Nectar Focus. This is like a sniping aid, which will tweak your aim to make sure you get the perfect headshot first time out. You got Nectar Foresight. So if something bad's going to happen, like a grenade's going to go off, someone's going to melee you from behind, they'll get a ripple effect coming out from that source of danger. So you'll be able to see it before it happens. And the melee blast is, as it says here, a punch so hard it's like you're Mike Tyson driving a mother steam train, you know what I mean? So, now when you switch sides and become a rebel, it's all about trying to make the Mantle guys overdose on Nectar. Now the 3 ways to do that are, number 1, the Nectar Grenade. Now on the back of every Mantle soldier is the Nectar pack. If you take one out, you can rip the Nectar pack off their back, strap it onto a grenade, throw that grenade, when it goes off, it makes a huge cloud of yellow Nectar gas. I'm sure, Chris, you're familiar with huge clouds of gas. Any trooper...
Of course, hanging out with him, all the time.
Any Mantle trooper in that cloud of gas will go crazy, they'll all turn on each other. As well as that, you can make the Nectar Knife. So when you're making a Nectar grenade, you can smear Nectar on the blade of the knife, and if you melee somebody with that knife, or throw it and hit them with it, they'll go crazy as well. The third way, probably the hardest way, is if you can get a clear shot on the Nectar pack, that will make them overdose as well. There's more, Chris. Right. When you're a rebel, you have to employ more guerrilla tactics. As a Mantle guy, it's all about run and gun, staying high on Nectar and killing as fast, as hard as you can. As a rebel guy, you've got to be sneaky, be a little trickier. Now, what Nectar does is, it censors the Mantle guy's perception of reality. So they see their war that they're in like a video game. So the first half of the game, you're playing like a video game. You can't see any blood, there's no screaming, and the bodies fade away, like in a game. The second half, when you become a rebel and you've gone cold turkey off Nectar, you see the blood, hear the screaming, the bodies all stay there, right? So you can take advantage of the fact that the Mantle guys see it that way. But if you take a few hits, you can scream and ham it up and pretend to be dead. So from the Mantle point of view, you'll fade away like a body in a video game. So you wait for them to turn around, you can jump to your feet and slug 2 in the back of their head, you know what I mean? The second ability is the weapon steal, disarm. You get up close to one of these guys, sock him in the face, rip the gun out of his hand and turn it back on him, even the odds. The other thing you can do in HAZE is scavenge ammunition. So for instance, in another game, if you picked up like some great gun, like a minigun, let's say, and you run out of ammo, you've got to throw it away. In HAZE, you can recalibrate the ammunition from other weapons to fit your favorite gun. So you find a rifle or a pistol, you can refit the ammo to fit your minigun. And finally, long list, Chris.
It is. You're doing good. You're doing good.
I'm almost there. As a rebel, and you've stripped off all that mantle armor, you can't take as many hits, so you've got to be more acrobatic to survive. You can roll and dive, jump across rooftops. It's off the hook. It's bananas, Chris. There's even more. The 4-player co-op that we've got running today is hot swap online, so you don't have to wait around in the lobby for your buddies to turn up. If you're having a hard time playing single player, call up 3 of your buddies. They can jump straight into your game, no waiting around.
Very nice. Very nice.
What's more, the multiplayer maps, we haven't just got deathmatch, team deathmatch and all the traditional stuff, we've also got narrative-based assault maps. So,
is that going to be the Rebels versus Mantle?
Exactly.
Awesome.
All those skills I was talking about are in multiplayer as well as single player. So it's not about choosing red or blue, it's about what fits your style of play.
And the Mantle Troopers have all their special abilities and the Rebels have all their special abilities.
But it's like paper, scissors, stone. Every ability you think is putting you at a disadvantage is simultaneously putting you at a disadvantage. That's how the netting works. So the narrative-based assault maps, it's sort of like the deleted scenes on a DVD. Your understanding of events that happen in the single player will be skewed or changed because of what you see happening in the multiplayer.
Awesome. Just awesome stuff, man.
That's what I mean. We've had such a problem with HAZE because we've got so many features that any other game could pin the whole game on. But we're trying to get it out and tell you guys what it's actually like to play. We've got all that stuff, and there's more to come. Stay tuned.